Jacque Allen, senior interviews continue. Jacque, off to a big start. In fact, coming off a match where you had 10 blocks there at the end of the Auburn tournament. And you are on pace to finish second all-time in solo blocks here at SFA. Ashley Bailey, you project to pass. Christy Rhodes, whose face is actually up here in the gym. Jen Wilson, who I saw play when I first started working with SFA Volleyball, and Sabi Burns, who you know. What does it mean to you? Are you aware of that, or were you aware that you were projected to be as high as second all-time when you were done?
No, I actually was not aware, and my coach told me, and I literally went to the office and was like, is this true? Like, is this really happening? I was like, I don't think I did anything special, and I looked at my stats, and I was like, obviously I did. I got first team, but I was just out there doing my job.
And doing it well, and on pace again to be second all-time in solo blocks, and certainly in the top 10, near about top 5 in total blocks. What's the number one thing you think that you've improved on since your freshman year? When you look back, what's the number one improvement you've made just overall as a senior from being a freshman?
Everything, basically. Every skill there is in volleyball, I've gotten way better at it, and I also matured more from when I was younger to now. I'm just more about the team than I am myself, and I give that credit to why I did so good last year. I just went out there and did my job for my team.
You know, you guys have two great blockers. There are occasionally other blockers in the conference that come to mind when people talk about the top middle blockers in the Southland, but you guys have two, and you have the best libero, I feel like, in the conference as well. Do y'all take a lot of team pride in sort of having that banner of being the best defense in our conference?
Yes, we do take pride in that. D-Hump always mentions how we can hang our hat on our defense, and if we line up the block perfectly, then our back row will line up perfectly, and everything will just be great. We'll funnel balls to where they need to go, and we'll get those transition balls on the ground and get those kills.
You know, it would be impossible to be around Ladyjack volleyball very long and not know that you're a jokester. You know, that constantly pulling pranks and constantly being the one who's got a lighter side, while yet still being able to be serious when you're between the lines. And when senior year is over, who is on the club right now who takes over the role of keeping things light? Tell me who you think that you see in the underclassmen that's going to sort of be the jokester, keeping things light on bus rides and things like that.
Mackenzie Brewer, believe it or not.
I don't know. I can't see that yet. Tell me why Brewer's going to be that person.
Just everything I do, she does, and she might do a little more. It's just her personality. She's just a goofy little girl, and it's just crazy.
Okay. So we talked to OJ, and I want to know now if a hole in the universe opened up, and I'll try and ask this the same way I ask it to OJ. If a hole in the universe opened up and you had to wear the libero jersey, and OJ had to play in the middle, then who's going to do better, Jacque as libero or OJ as middle blocker?
Well, I love OJ. She's very athletic. She's quick. She can get her wrist over the net, but I'd have to say I'd be a better libero than she would be a middle, just because I'm already halfway decent at defense. So the only thing I would really have to work on is serve receive, and I feel like it'd be easier for me to learn how to play serve receive than it would be for her to learn how to transition left to right, get off the net, get in every single time when she's not used to things like that.
You know, OJ, she takes big pride in her game, and she's a real go-getter. But she actually did agree with you. She actually did say, I just can't hardly get my hand over the net. Jacque would be able to move better on the back row than I'd be able to get blocks up. We talked about defense as a whole. What do you see in Justice Walker? Of course, she had accolades last year too. Describe to me how she's similar to you, but also tell me a little bit about how she's different than you are in terms of being a blocker.
Similar, I just have to say she wants the same thing that I want, the team to win, and she also is, what am I trying to say? She's very, I just went completely blank.
Well, you think, is Justice more offensive-minded or defensive-minded in terms of things? I mean, sometimes when I've talked to Justice, surprisingly, she tells me that, she'd almost gets more pumped up about the big kill, where a lot of blockers get pumped up about the big block.
Yeah, that would be the difference between us. I totally agree. She's all about the big kill, and I'm all about the big block.
One of the things that you guys did at Purple Palooza back a couple days ago is sign posters for people, and we'll have those at our games this year. And of course, you are on that poster, and you've got this sort of celebratory pose, but, you're constantly singing lyrics to songs and warm-ups and things that come over the PA and stuff. Were you actually celebrating in that photo, or were you singing in that photo? Because it kind of looks like you were singing in that.
Well, as much as I love to sing when I know I can't, I was celebrating, and I actually had to pose for that picture.
So were all of those pictures that we see of all four of you posed pictures?
Yes, they were. Believe it or not, they look like good action shots, don't they?
Yeah, I think they were action shots. So they told you, they just said, act like you're celebrating a big kill, and you just did that hand over your face.
I had to visualize me getting a big kill or a big block, and I felt it.
Well, you'll get a chance to see them, fans, because it does. They look like all action shots. Okay, so last, what's Jacque Allen doing 5 years from now? What do you see yourself doing, post SFA, sort of in that young adult phase of your life? What do you see yourself doing out there in a few years after you're done playing for us?
Hopefully, I wish to still continue to play professional volleyball for a couple years after, but if that doesn't work out, then I would want to work with like an advertising agency or be like a magazine editor for a sports magazine. So something along those lines where I can just be creative and let it naturally flow.
So you're open to going overseas then to play, somewhere like that? Have you ever been out of the country for any reason? Have you ever seen international volleyball, or have you traveled outside the U.S. at any point in your life?
Nope, I sure haven't. But I've seen it on TV, but no, I haven't gone outside of the state.
Me too. That sounds like an adventure to be able to do that. We have had a few players from the South and have done that lately. Jacque, thanks for being willing to sit down. Folks, Friday, 2 matches, noon against Northeastern, and then 5:30 against Texas Tech. The Saturday matches are 10 and 3. Jacque Allen will be in full form on Friday and Saturday. Thanks, Jacque.
You're welcome.